What's something that is totally normal in movies but never happens in real life? I've always been obsessed with action movies. Die Hard, Jason Bourne, John Wick. I've seen them all 100 times. I genuinely believed that if something bad ever happened, I could be the everyday hero who saves everyone. Friday afternoon, I was finishing up spreadsheets when I heard shouting from the front lobby. Then I saw two guys in ski masks with guns, yelling at everyone to get down. Most people dropped to the floor immediately, but not me. I crouched behind my cubicle wall and whispered to myself, "This is it. This is my moment." I grabbed the letter opener from my desk drawer. It felt cold and sharp in my hand. My heart was pounding like crazy, but I felt ready. In every movie I'd ever watched, the regular guy becomes the hero in situations exactly like this. I started crawling on my hands and knees between the cubicles, planning my attack. The robbers were shouting about everyone staying calm while they emptied the cash drawer from reception. That's when I remembered every action movie scene ever. The hero throws something as a distraction, then pounces. I grabbed the heavy stapler from Janet's desk and hurled it across the room toward the water cooler. The loud crash made one of the robbers spin around and panic. "Someone's moving! There's someone back there!" he shouted to his partner. Before I could even process what was happening, I felt cold metal pressed against the back of my skull. The second robber had circled around behind me while I was focused on the first one. "Stand up slowly, action hero," he hissed in my ear. My legs were shaking as he dragged me out into the open where all my coworkers could see me. Their faces showed pure terror and disbelief. Sarah from accounting was staring at me like I'd lost my mind completely. The robber pushed me to my knees in front of everyone. "What, you think this is Die Hard? You think you're Bruce Willis?" he yelled, waving his gun around. "This ain't the movies, genius!" I still had the letter opener clutched in my sweaty palm. The adrenaline was making everything feel surreal, like I was watching myself from outside my body. The robber saw the letter opener and laughed. "Look at this fool! Brought a letter opener to a gunfight!" That's when we heard sirens in the distance. The robbers hadn't expected silent alarms or cops showing up within 5 minutes. They started panicking, grabbing whatever cash they could find and heading for the exit. But when the SWAT team burst through the front doors, everything went sideways. The tactical officers saw me kneeling there holding what looked like a weapon and tackled me to the ground along with the actual robbers. My face scraped against the carpet as they zip-tied my hands behind my back. I kept trying to explain that I worked there, that I was trying to help, but nobody was listening. It took 20 minutes for my coworkers to convince the police that I wasn't one of the criminals. 20 minutes of lying face down on the floor while my colleagues watched. When they finally untied me, the lead officer pulled me aside. "You almost got people killed, man," he said, shaking his head. "This isn't the movies. You don't grab weapons and play hero. You could have triggered a hostage situation or gotten someone shot." By Monday morning, word had spread through the entire office building. People I barely knew were stopping by my cubicle to ask if I was the guy who tried to fight armed robbers with office supplies. HR called me into a meeting and wrote me up for endangering workplace safety through reckless behavior. The company even scheduled mandatory active shooter training for the whole building. I had to sit in the front row, my face burning red with embarrassment, while the instructor used my story as the perfect example of what not to do during an emergency. "Never try to be the hero," he kept saying, glancing at me. "Leave that to trained professionals. This isn't Hollywood. Nobody sees me as a hero. Janet won't even make eye contact with me anymore."